Hey y'all, I'm doing this video with my car just because my house is really packed right now. I don't want anyone in my business. Also have a cold, that's why I look like this. But let me get right into it. This video, really, I'm just confused. This is what is this? It's confusion, and if anyone would like to help me out, comments, anything. What is feminism? Because I consider myself a feminist, right? And if someone asks me, why do you consider yourself feminist? Because I think women should have equal pay. Women shouldn't be judged for the things that men are praised for. I think women should have equal rights. Whatever a man can do, a woman can do. But we don't get the same type of respect. We don't get the same type of job title. And then we get judged for something that a man would do. Take, for instance, a porn star. That type of woman would be considered a whore and a slut, and people would think she's disgusting. But if a guy was like, yo, I'm a porn star, people would love it. Or a guy can be really mean and he'd be assertive, and a woman could be not mean, but he could say what he wants, this, that, and he could be just super assertive. He's oh, wow, he's a boss and stuff like that. But a woman can do the same thing, and she's a mean, stuck up, aggressive bitch. So that's why I think what I thought feminism was, right? I was oh, of course I'm a feminist. Duh, yeah, equal rights, yes. Well, let's see a woman president. Anything a man can do, women can do. I think it's stupid that just because you're born a woman, you don't get the same type of privileges that a man does. But then I go on Tumblr, I go on Twitter, go on Facebook, all these things, and it's completely not like that. It's crazy. I think right now, the modern day feminist is overly sensitive. You're supposed to be non-judgmental, because that's what you're fighting for, right? Don't judge me for sleeping with a bunch of people, but you don't judge that guy, you praise him for it. That's what I thought it meant. Don't judge me for dressing the way I do. That's my right as a woman to dress how I want. Don't judge me. But it's all and I love that people, all women have different size boobs, bodies, butts. We shouldn't judge. But then you judge women for having different brains. We're not all supposed to think alike. We can all have different opinions. I think soon as someone says their opinion that doesn't sound the fact that Hayley Williams had to apologize for lyrics she wrote 10 years ago is ridiculous. For her lyrics in Misery Business, I feel if you were a real feminist about it, you should have probably got at her 10 years ago. And then on top of it, I felt she shouldn't apologize for her art or what she was thinking. I don't think it was, she doesn't think women shouldn't have equal rights just because she wrote these lyrics. I think she said, once a whore, you're nothing more, or something like that in Misery Business. And people are, oh, she's anti-feminist. No, she probably just thought this girl was a whore. She said it. She wrote it when she was 16. Does that mean that she doesn't think that whore should have equal rights? No. She said it when she was 16. I feel it's bogus. Let it go. Pink wrote Stupid Girls. No one judged her. But if a song like that came out now, everyone would judge her for saying something like that. And I think it's stupid. Say what you want. I'm so tired of people being fake and just overly sensitive and acting like they're so smart and so high and mighty. Just be honest. Everyone has to be politically correct now. Just be honest. I'd rather you be honest and call someone a name instead of hiding and trying to act like you're this or not saying anything else. Just say it. I'd rather you just be yourself than be anything else. And I feel as a feminist, that's what I stand up for. Say what you want, even if no one's going to agree with you. Say that's what men do it all the time. Go out, say what you want, even if no woman agrees with you or no man or everyone. Just say that's your right as a human. My problem is, when I'm confused about, is people like Miley Cyrus, take for instance, free the nipple, show your vagina, free bleed. Okay, that's cool and all, but why are you not talking about there's women all over being killed for showing? I'm confused right now. Hold on, let me clear my thoughts. If you're doing the free, if you're doing free bleed and free the nipple and all that stuff, I totally get it. Miley Cyrus. Okay, show your body. Whatever. But why? But at the same time, she's also the one who is wow, Nicki Minaj should totally just stop. It's just an award, blah, blah, blah. But that's not really what it was about. The fact that you thought it was about award was the sad part. what it really was about is women of color being treated unfairly and not having equal amount as the rest of people in the music industry. That's what it's really about. So when I see her talk about free the nipple and all this stuff, it's like, okay, but that, to me, that doesn't make you a feminist. What makes you a why are you can talk about that, but you also have to talk about the other stuff that's happening, though, like, more important. And I know people probably are like, you can't tell me what's more important. I'm sorry, but to me, right now, that stuff is more important. Inequality for women of color, women getting paid less than men for doing the same job. That stuff is way more important than showing your nipple. I feel like once we get that going, let's get that done. Let's see a woman president. Let's do that kind of, let's see women get paid equal as men for doing the same job, having even a better education. Let's see that before you start freeing the nipple. And that's cool to free the nipple. Go ahead. Nipples, nipples, nipples. But don't just talk about nipples. There's like so much other stuff that has to do with it. And then there's stuff like Beyonce. Oh snap. Oh my god, I'm dying. Beyonce played the Ronda Rousey thing. I feel like nowadays everyone is so negative. That's what feminist is. And I feel like when girls say, I'm not a feminist, you probably are a feminist. You're just seeing these mean women just come online and say mean things. And that's what it's become nowadays. Instead of feminism being, oh snap, Beyonce, black woman, mother, wife, 30 years old, still running the game, the only woman or person in that matter to sell out Made in America twice. Sell it out, and she's a black woman. That's amazing. She's liberated. She's freeing her body. She shows skin, this, that. She's woman empowerment. And then she played a speech by a strong female who's dominating her industry right now. What she's done in her personal life, the things she's overcome to get to where she's at is amazing. And she played her speech, and I think it's amazing. And instead of focusing on that amazing, you guys are like, oh my god, I can't believe she said that. All women, I think the speech was amazing, but instead of just focusing on the such positive things, everyone nowadays just tries to find that one negative thing and hold on to it. That's miserable. Everything nowadays is just miserable. Instead of, you just try to find one thing and then make a big deal out of it. And going back to the Hayley Williams thing, she's awesome. She's amazing. She's done so much great stuff. She's a woman in rock. That's insane. I mean, you barely see that anymore. And instead of doing that, you go back to something she said 10 years ago and you hold on to that and you try to bash her for it. That's terrible. That's not being a feminist. That's not being a human. That's not being a good person. You're just being evil and mean. Stop trying to find the worst in people, because that's what everyone is like nowadays. You just try to find the worst in people and then just pick on that, instead of, let's talk about all the amazing things this person does instead of that one negative thing. And that's my problem. Another problem, which a lot of people don't agree with, I feel like feminists nowadays are trying to take the word, it's going to sound silly, but like bitch, hoe, skank, slut, cumbucket. I love those words. I love it. And I feel like you're sexist if you think those words only apply to women. I will call a man a cumbucket in a second. That's true. And it's not like I'm saying it like, well, probably that. But it's not like, I love to say hoe. I say it all the time. I say it so much my grandma picked it up for me. I love that word. Hoe this, hoe that, hoe that. Do I mean she's a hoe who goes out and has sex with a bunch of people? No, I just love that word. And even if I did, I call a man a hoe. If that's not equality, I don't know what is. I love to call men bitches. It's the funniest thing I think anyone could ever say is you call a man a bitch. I love it. I love using those words. Just because I called you a hoe doesn't mean I don't think you should have equal rights. Girl, you might be the world's biggest hoe, but you still deserve everything everyone else got. I don't care if you slept with 1 million men. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be president. That doesn't mean you shouldn't get paid the same. That doesn't mean you still shouldn't be treated with respect. I just like those words. I love it. So, and I feel like feminists, you're just trying to take that away from us. I'm over it. Like, I should be, as a feminist, as a woman, I should be able to say whatever I want. No matter who you are, I don't care. At the end of the day, everyone deserves equal rights. That's my vision of feminism. My version of feminist is not being overly sensitive, not being able to take a joke, just focusing on, like, your nipples and this, that. No, I mean, and just being judgmental. I think everyone is just so judgmental nowadays. Everyone's so easily offended nowadays. It's stupid. I just think everyone needs, men and women. This is how feminist I am. Equal rights for everybody. All you sluts. I'm just kidding. But when I say slut, you have to mean, I feel like people always think sluts, you just associate women. No, I call a man a slut in a heartbeat. I love calling men man whores. That's my thing. I like it. That's what I like to do. Does that mean that man whore or that slut cum bucket chick doesn't deserve equal rights? No. I'm trying to work on being a good person. Trust me. I'm not there yet. I hate that people act like they're so high and mighty. I'm trying to be a good person. It takes a while. It's not going to take a year of me just figuring out what really feminism means to me for me to be a good person. It's going to take me a while. I'm still going to have horrible thoughts. I'm still going to judge people, and I'm trying to work on it. That's what everyone's trying to do. Don't bash someone, though. At the end of the day, we've all done something negative. We all said something we regret. Stop bashing people for it. Just live your life. That's all. That's the whole thing. To me, feminism, equal rights, do whatever you want, say what you want. That's all I'm saying. Stop judging people and, oh, you're not feminist enough, you're not this. That's not right. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I think that's the end of this video. I'm sorry I sound really bad. I don't know if I told y'all, but I have a cold. Really bad one. But I'm going to try to make another video tomorrow. I'm going to try to keep popping these things out. But anywho, I hope you liked the video. I'm pretty sure there's a lot more I have to go on, because I could sit here and talk about feminism all day. But I have to go to work, and I'm hot and in my car, and I gotta go.